Hello. Now I am here to explain about how and where we use PHP. Generally, PHP is used to build dynamic web pages. We embed the code of PHP into HTML to work. So here we have two different approaches to which we use PHP in HTML. The first one is to embed the PHP code in your HTML file with which we save as .html extension. And the second approach is to combine PHP and HTML tags in .php file. Here, as we know, PHP is server-side scripting language, so that the code was interpreted and run only on server side. So, for example, if you add the following code in your index.html file, here only the PHP code is not displaying because it is saved with .html extension. Here, as we see output, only it is not taking the .html file is not taking the PHP code. So here by default, PHP tags in our HTML document are not detected, and they are just considered as plain text, outputting without the parsing. That's because the server is usually configured to run PHP only for files with the .php extension. So if we want to run our HTML files as PHP, we can tell the server to run our .html files as PHP files. And the second approach is, so when we, if we want to display a message using PHP code, we have to save it as .php. So if we integrate by integrating the PHP code with HTML content, we need to enclose the PHP code with the PHP start tag and the PHP end tag. So the code between these two tags is considered as a PHP code. Here, when we see the example, here is a file named .php, and so that's why the server is taking as server allows only .php extension. So server is taking the PHP code and the message is displayed. This is the second approach. Here, how PHP works. As we know, PHP is a server-side language. That means the code written in PHP only resides on a host computer, that is called a server. So the server sends web pages to the requesting listed. They are the client, web browser, etc. Let's take the client request in for web page in a web browser, that the client request connects to the databases, and it responses from the databases is wrapped up into the XHTML. So last it was sent to the client. So these requests and responses are handled by the PHP. Next, the different applications in which we use PHP are, firstly, PHP started out as a small open source project that evolved as more and more people out how useful it was. As we all know, PHP is server-side scripting language that is embedded in HTML. It is used to manage dynamic content, databases, session tracking, etc. Even it was built entire e-commerce sites, farming sites, etc. As we know, it is integrated with a number of popular databases including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and Microsoft SQL Server. Here, PHP supports a large number of major protocols such as POP3, IMAP, and LDAP, PHP4, added supported for a Java and distributed object architectures, making entire development a possibility for the first time. Finally, the outline summary of PHP is: PHP is the open source software and it is free to download and use. PHP is a very simple to use. As we know, PHP runs on different platforms, so it is compatible with almost all servers used today. PHP scripts are executed only on server and supports many databases like MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, etc. So PHP is free to download as you all know. It is we can download it from the official PHP resource is www.php.net. So here are some interview questions based on the PHP. What is the difference between PHP 4 and PHP 5? So the answer is PHP 4 does not support OOS concept and only uses GenEngine 1. And PHP 5 supports OOPS concepts and uses GenEngine 2. The second question is, what does peer stands for? Peer stands for PHP extension and application repository. The third question is, how to get length of string in PHP array? By using strlen function, string length function, we get the length of the array. And the last question, how can we define a variable accessible in function of a PHP script? This feature is possible using the global keyword. Thank you.